transition news, but first let's check in with the guy currently transitioning out of the White House, Joseph Retirement Biden. He just wrapped up a trip to, I don't know, it doesn't really matter anymore, but one reporter was still very interested in hearing from him.
Mr. President, happy early birthday! For your birthday, will you talk to us, sir? As a gift to the press, will you please talk to us? Mr. President, President Biden! Please, we haven't heard from you all trip! Mr. President!
Mr. President, I love you! My mom drove me all the way from Milwaukee to see you! I have a poster of you eating ice cream above my bed, please! Please! I have never heard a journalist shouting so frantically. To be fair, she does work for the Sinking into Quicksand Gazette. But let's talk about the man reporters will be shouting out for the next 4 years, Donald Trump. So far, he's made a number of cabinet picks whose main qualification seems to be being on TV. His defense secretary is a guy from Fox and Friends, his transportation secretary is a guy from Fox Business, and his attorney general is a guy who I'm pretty sure was on To Catch a Predator. And apparently, he's still flipping channels.
Trump tapping yet another television personality to join his administration, this time Dr. Mehmet Oz. Trump naming the TV doctor to oversee Medicare and Medicaid for more than 160 million Americans.
Okay, all right. Okay, but hold on. It could be worse. It could be worse. At least Dr. Oz is an actual doctor. I'm impressed he didn't pick Dr. Pepper. But is someone going to tell him that this isn't actually a doctor's job? This is running a vast insurance bureaucracy. If you have to pick someone from TV, at least pick the Limu Emu. Come on. But hear him out. What are Dr. Oz's qualifications for running a $1.4 trillion agency that affects the lives of 160 million people?
In his statement, Donald Trump led by saying Dr. Oz has won 9 daytime Emmys.
Yeah, that adds up. That adds up. And even if this was a job that you had to scrub in for, I'm not sure he'd be the doctor that you want.
In the early days, the pandemic touted the drug hydroxychloroquine, which doesn't work against COVID-19. Columbia University cut ties, you may remember, with him several years after a group of colleagues accused him of manifesting, quote, an egregious lack of integrity by promoting quack treatments and cures in the interest of personal financial gain.
I hope he was promoting quack science for personal gain. It would be way weirder if he was just doing it for the love of the game. But yes, as Anderson Cooper points out, Dr. Oz has a long history of medical quackery. I wonder how people got the idea that he was a serious medical expert in the first place.
The first vaccines against the H1N1 virus are being distributed. Are they safe? We'll let you ask the expert, Dr. Mehmet Oz, host of the Dr. Oz Show.
The threat from drug-resistant bacteria. And out front tonight, we're lucky to have Dr. Oz, host of the Dr. Oz Show.
We are back with the great Dr. Oz and talking about a very critical thing for our audience about finding a woman's G-spot.
I completely forgot CNN had that show, Old Guys Talking Pussy. It was on right after Crotchfire. And of course, you can count on a guy named Oz to know what's behind the curtains. But listen. Yeah. Listen, if you need a CNN segment to teach you how to make your wife orgasm, don't worry. She's been the neighbor for 6 months. And you might be saying, relax, Dr. Oz doesn't have to know what he's doing. He'll have people around him who do. Sure, except that Dr. Oz's boss will be RFK Jr., who also doesn't know what the he's doing. There's not going to be a layer of competent workers at some point. It's just celebrities all the way down. Because Donald Trump isn't really picking leaders of agencies, he's just picking mascots. But nobody expects Mr. Met to actually pick up a bat and hit a ball. Because one, he would just be terrible at it. And two, you're basically asking him to hit his children, and he can't do that. And yes, Mr. Met is the father of every baseball, all with different mothers. What can I say? Ironically, the guy hates to wear a glove. Doesn't feel the same. But to be fair, Trump isn't just filling his cabinet with daytime TV personalities. He's also hiring from pay-per-view.
Trump has also picked major Republican donor and former pro wrestling executive who is helping with his transition, Linda McMahon, for Education Secretary.
Yeah, that's right. Pro wrestling executive Linda McMahon. You might remember her from being head of small business in Trump's previous administration, or you might remember her from the time she kicked her husband in the balls.
Linda rose from her chair!
It's too bad that was fake, because he's a monster. Now, does Linda McMahon have expertise in education? No, of course not. She's being appointed to the Department of Education. Why would she? But it doesn't matter anyway when you hear Trump's plans.
And one other thing I'll be doing very early in the administration is closing up the Department of Education. In total, American society pours more than $1 trillion a year into public education systems. But instead of being at the top of the list, we are literally right smack, guess what, at the bottom.
Did he just say right smack at the bottom? I thought right smack was more of a middle thing. It's like saying we are dead first, people. But if we're not careful, we could hit rock middle. But until Trump dissolves the department, I guess Linda McMahon will be in charge. And we don't know what her policies will be exactly, but at least we know her position on child discipline.
But, Mom,
Come on.
just remember, like you told me when I was a little girl, this is gonna hurt me a lot worse than it hurts you.
Get her!
That is what I call traditional family values. Yes. So we'll see who else Trump appoints to his cabinet in the days ahead, although the way things are trending, they'll probably be equally unqualified for the job. But good news, the Trump transition team is getting ahead of it by releasing this orientation video.
Hi, I'm Deborah Malone, and if you're watching this, you're a random television personality who Donald Trump just appointed to run a huge federal agency. Right now, you might be wondering, how did I get this job? So I'm just in charge now? And wait, what is my job again? Well, I can assure you, the answer to all of these questions is I don't know. I also was appointed to my job without knowing what it is. Trump saw me on a reverse mortgage ad on Fox News, and here I am. It's totally And while starting a new job is never easy, there are two things to remember. One, we're all in the same boat, even if that boat is the Titanic. And two, more than likely, someone else will up worse than you, like RFK. I'm pretty dumb, but that guy's dumb. Best of luck, and thanks for watching. I'm Deborah Malone, what does it say? The Secretary of Internal Communications. Okay, wow. So that's what my job title is. Awesome. Good luck.